Good morning everyone, this is Devi from Little Hearts Publications, and I am going to continue the session of 5th class 4th lesson, Adaptation by Plants and Animals. In the last class we have discussed till this desert plants, and we completed with an activity and what are the adaptations of this desert plants, and now we are going to discuss or learn about mountain plants. So some plants grow in high mountains. Okay, so how is the weather condition in the mountains? It is too cold, minus degrees, isn't it? So these they bear green leaves throughout the year. Okay, green leaves, and it is too cold there throughout the year. Why throughout the year? Because it is very cold. Okay, sunlight temperature or more temperature, it doesn't reach this mountain regions. So they are called as evergreen plants. Okay, evergreen plants or evergreen trees. Okay, so as these plants are green, having green leaves throughout the year, they are known as evergreen plants. Yes, so these plants are usually conical in shape, and plants are like this, conical in shape. Okay, means the trees are leaves are like this, and when the snow falls on these trees, it slopes down. It will not stay on these trees as they are conical in shape. This is the adaptation of this trees which stay in these mountain regions. So what so that they can stay for long time or many years. What are the examples of this mountain plants? Pine, fir, deodar. Okay, deodar and thuja. These are some examples of the plants, and these all plants mostly they have needle shaped leaves. Yes, so and they really look beautiful. For example, you say this Christmas tree, right? So how are the leaves of the tree? That is a okay, it has a needle shaped leaves. Okay, we'll go to the next topic, that is insectivorous plants. So what are insectivorous plants? From the name you can understand, insect means insectivorous. Okay, insectivorous plants. These plants, they grow in the places where nitrogen is deficient, nitrogen or protein deficient places, areas. Okay, as they grow in protein deficient places, these plants trap insects by different adaptations. Some plants have like this cup shape which has some lid like this. Okay, and some plants, for example, you can see some plants like this. They have some dewdrop like secretions which are secreted by sundew. Okay, this is an example of one plant, sundew, and this is a pitcher plant. It is known as Nepenthes. Okay, Nepenthes. Okay, these plants secrete some digestive juices on these leaves or inside these things. When the insect sits inside this lid will be closed, and here this dewdrops which are having some gum like substance or jelly like substance will trap the insects, will stick them, and they will digest and take nitrogen from the trapped insects. Okay, so these plants get proteins. Protein in the sense they collect nitrogen only from that. To attract these, they have special modifications. Okay. So, the leaves of Drosera secrete digestive juices. Drosera. Okay, secrete digestive juices. They look like dewdrops. Okay, they look beautiful also to attract. Okay, insects are attracted to this. Okay, and the next topic is coastal plants. What are coastal plants? What is coastal area? The areas which are near to the sea. Okay, near to the sea are called as coastal areas. So, the plants which grow in the coastal areas are known as coastal plants. Yes, the plants which grow near the sea coast are known as coastal plants. The soil near the sea coast is very, marshy or filled with soil. So, there is less air trapped in this soil. So, what happens here? As this plants will not get sufficient air, here these roots grow out of the soil. So, roots grow out of the soil. Why these roots grow out of the soil? As the soil is very marshy, means filled with water. And there is no air, means less air is trapped inside this. Why? The air spaces are fully filled with water, right? So, the roots grow out of the soil, and this outgrown roots will trap the air from the atmosphere around. So, these small openings of these roots which enters, they collect or trap the soil from these outgrown roots. These are known as respiratory roots. Okay. The best example is Avicennia. And also mangroves also are one more example. Mangroves. So, these have hanging roots here. These have hanging roots. Yes. And we'll go to the next one. Next topic, aquatic animals. Till now we have discussed about plants. Now we are going to discuss about animals. So, first one we are going to discuss about or learn about aquatic animals. So, what are aquatic animals? The animals live in water. Are known as aquatic animals. Yes. So, what are examples for this? Fish, crocodile, okay, and also whale, turtles, tortoise, whale. These are some examples of aquatic animals. So, this fish has spindle shaped body. Or you can also call it as streamline shaped body or boat shaped body. So, how is it? It has broad in the between and narrow at the edges. Okay, narrow in the middle and broad in the narrow at the edges and broad in the middle, and this shape helps the fish to move fast by pushing the water in and the water goes opposite direction and the fish swims forward. Okay, this kind of structure helps the fish to swim fast or move quickly and this tail of this fish, tail helps to change direction. Tail helps to change direction. Okay, when it is moving forward, if it wants to change the direction, it turns the tail, then it can change its direction. And next one, this also it changes the direction and it balances the body of the fish. And how this fish breathes? With the help of gills. And next we are going to learn about crocodile. Crocodile has a laterally flattened tail which can give support to that animal. Crocodile, flat tail. Okay, flat tail which gives support and helps to swim. Helps to swim. Okay, and next we are going to learn about whale. Yes, this whale has limbs and the water turtles also have modified here limbs, we can write. Turtles have padded feet. Okay, pad like feet or padded feet. Pad like feet which are called as paddles, which help the turtles to swim in easily in the water. Yes, and next we are going to learn about some birds, water birds only, aquatic bird. So as birds are also known as animals, we will learn about duck. Okay, so what is adaptation in the duck? Duck lives in water and it has webbed feet. It had webbed feet which helps them to swim easily and walk in the water or wade in the water. Okay? Yes. And next we are going to learn about amphibians. What are amphibians? Amphibians are the animals which spend their younger stage, in the embryo stage in water, and adult stage where eggs and embryos will grow in the water itself, and the later stage it comes out on water, on land. Okay, the best example is frog and salamander. Frog and salamander. Okay, these both are amphibians. Yes, and here this frog, salamander and these all, when they are in water, they use gills. Means when in the embryo stage they have gills, embryo or tadpole stage, we'll write till the tadpole stage it is in the water, it has gills. When it comes onto the land, these lungs are modified or adapted to form lungs and they help them to breathe on the land. Yes, and next we are going, and here toad is the ancestor of these some animals. Actually they are fully grown in water and fully in the water itself, but these animals are adapted from these conditions, environmental conditions. Okay, next we are going to learn about terrestrial animals. Terrestrial. What is terrestrial? On land. Terrestrial means live on land. So, what are the examples of terrestrial animals? For example, all the animals you can write. Deer, lion, tiger, bear, etc. These all are terrestrial animals. Okay, dog, cat, rabbit, everything. So these animals are adapted to run fast. Okay, these animals run fast in search of water or in search of food to escape themselves from the enemies. Okay, everything. Yes, these animals have long limbs so that they can run fast. And here few animals have only 2 digits. Two digits means they have like hooves. Okay, for example, this horse, camel, cow, buffalo, goat, these all animals have 2 digits only hooves, which help them to run fast. Okay, and for cow, this cat and dogs, they have 4 claws. Okay, 4 clawed feet they have. 4 clawed feet. Okay, this is a different condition. Yes, okay. So you can see the pictures which are given in your textbook, page number 39 here. 2 hooves here, 2 hooves, and here kangaroo, it has little long and which can take long jumps or long hops. Okay, long hops. This adaptation is different from other animals. Yes. Next we are going to learn about desert animals. So best example for desert animal is camel. So what is the adaptation of this camel? This camel has, okay, camel has long legs, a hump on its back, okay, and it has a padded feet, pad-like feet which help it to run fast or walk on the sand, so that it will not go deep into the sand, and it can survive till 60 degrees centigrade, degrees centigrade temperature, as the desert area is very hot, filled with sand every time. Okay, and it can live for 40 or more than 40 days without drinking water, and stay for 40 days without food and water. Okay, yes, and its skin is very thick skin, so no sweat pores, so that water is not secreted outside, or no loss of water. So it has a hump in it which can store water in it. Yes. Okay, and here we are going to study about next animals, some more desert animals. There are some other desert animals like snakes, moles, lizards and all. Lizards, snakes, okay, and also some rats and some other animals, rats, some other small creatures. These all animals stay in either burrows or in middle of the rocks. Okay, middle of the rocks, or stay in burrows, or in between the cracks of some 2 rocks or some big rocks, so that they can escape from the hot weather. To escape hot weather. So here in the daytime when it is hot, they hide in the burrows and rocks between the cracks of the rocks, and at night time they come out in search of food. Okay, for food in night. Okay, at the night time in search of food. Yes, and we are going to and these all animals have hard skin, hard shell. Okay, hard shell over its body, and no sweat pores, no loss of water here. So this helps them to survive in this hot weather. Okay, and next we are going to learn about animals which live in cold regions. Animals which live in cold regions. So, which animals live in cold regions? There are many animals like polar bear, foxes, this tiger, white tigers, okay, yak, okay, yak, and some other examples. And also you can see penguins there, penguin, walrus. These all animals live in the cold places and they live in mostly cold water also. So these all animals have thick fur on its body, thick fur or thick skin, or thick skin. For example, this walrus and some other seals, they have thick layer of fat just under its skin. This fat and the fur help these animals to escape or prevent from the cold weather conditions. Okay, it will be very extreme cold there because it is a mountain region, isn't it? Yes. The penguins which are seen at the polar regions, they have the strong flippers. They don't have, as penguins are birds, so birds, they have flippers which help them to swim. In the water. Okay, and next one is adaptations for self-protection. Adaptations for self-protection. Okay, so here there are many animals which hide in the places which merges to their skin color. For example, if you take lion, okay, it merges. What is the color of the lion? It is yellow in color, right? Golden yellow or somewhere, and it hides in tall dry grass, so that the other animals or the prey which the lion is ready to hunt, they can't identify this lion from this tall grass. Lion and tiger also. So the color of this tiger and lion merges with the color of the dry yellow grass. So this is one adaptations for self-protection. Or this deer and those also, they can hide in the tall grasses. Yes, which matches to them, and they can escape from the hunters like human beings or else some animals. Okay, in the same way, for example, a parrot, if the parrot is perching on a tree, the tree leaves also are green color, and also grasshopper also looks in the same color of the leaves, so it merges. So these animals have the same color which merges, and this color helps them for self-protection. Yes, and chameleon. Chameleon also has an adaptation that it can change its color which suits to the surroundings. If it stays near to the water bodies, it changes into bluish color or greenish color. If it is on the tree trunks, brown color. In that way it merges itself. So these all adaptations are only for self protection from the enemies. Yes. Next one we are going to learn about bird migration. Bird migration. Okay. What is migration? Many birds during the harsh weather conditions, when they can't tolerate, it may be very cold or very hot conditions, they migrate from one place to another place. It may be a city or it may be a country also. So they fly from one region to another region. Mostly birds living in cold places, they migrate from the cold places to, for example, this Arctic birds or the cold places birds, they fly throughout the year and they come back to India as it is very hot, and again they go back by the time it is warm in that country. So, for example, there are some birds, snake bird, spoonbill, okay, spoonbill, and Arctic tern, and this, okay, Arctic tern. These are some examples of the migratory birds. Yes. So they migrate to India from northern region of Russia. See here they have given you examples of birds. See, these birds are migrating, and see, this is Arctic tern, this is spoonbill. It has a bill. What is a bill? Beak. It resembles a spoon, and this is a painted stalk. It looks like as it is painted, as a painting it looks. So it is given a name as painted stalk. These are the migratory birds. So with this we completed this lesson, and they have given you some exercises in page number 44, 45. You should complete those exercises, and worksheet will be sent through WhatsApp. Thank you.